This is the 2024 Subaru Ascent Touring, and Subaru drivers looking to trade up for a bigger vehicle will love this three-row SUV. It's the largest and best equipped vehicle Subaru has ever made, and last year it was updated and improved. So today I'm going to review it and see how it does. So the Ascent exists for Outback and Forester owners who outgrow those models and want to stay within the brand. There is a problem though. This car is in the middle of one of the most competitive segments, the mid-size three-row SUV, and it has to compete with the likes of the Kia Telluride, the Hyundai Palisade, and the Mazda CX-90. Not an easy task. So last year, Subaru treated the Ascent to a little bit of a refresh. In the back, the camera gets a washer, so you can get that grime off when you're off-road, a little bit like I am here. There's also an intercom system inside the vehicle, so parents can yell at their kids way back in the third row. It also has automatic emergency steering, which will take evasive action if necessary. The brakes get a quicker acting electric booster, helps the car initiate braking when the car senses an imminent collision. And you also now get 23 cup holders. All right, I'm kidding. It still only has 19, which should be enough for everyone. So because this is a touring trim, it gets these 20-inch rims that look pretty good, and it's wearing these Falcon all-season tires, definitely better than Bridgestone's, 245/50s all around. So at the front you get these quite elaborately styled lights. They're LEDs. You get this huge grille, in-your-face grille, and then these slightly odd chrome inserts in the bumper. So the changes at the back are a little bit more subtle. Subaru has redesigned the taillights. They used to be sort of rectangular here on the tailgate. Now they are C-shaped. They call them konoji in Japan. So under the hood is a 2.4-liter turbocharged, horizontally opposed, or boxer, flat 4 engine. It gives out 260 horsepower, 277 foot-pounds of torque from around 2,000 RPM up to around 4,800. 0 to 60 takes approximately 6.8 seconds. It's driven through a CVT transmission that kind of mimics an 8-speed auto. So it's quite a generous amount of room in the back here. Behind these third row seats, you get around 18 cubic feet. If you put these down, you get 42 cubic feet. And then if you put the other ones down, the captain's chairs, you get around 72 cubic feet of space. Under here, you get some stowage for the luggage cover, and then a sort of a plastic lined sort of bin for additional items. So if you want to put these seats down, you simply pull on here and push them forward, and the same with this one right here. And it gives you a decently flat loading bay. The problem is, it's not flat at all. There's no camping in your car in this one. I would say get the second row bench seat instead of these captain's chairs. And then you just pull on these to get these seats back up. And the same with this one. Set them about there. Speaking of camping, these factory roof rails, they'll hold about 174 pounds while you're moving, and when you're stopped standing to camp, they'll hold up to 700 pounds. That's definitely plenty for a rooftop tent. So how much is it? Well, the base price on this top-of-the-range touring model is $48,995. No options, everything has been checked. It does have a couple of accessories. I think one of them is the all-weather mats for $141. So out the door, including destination, you're gonna pay around $49,500. So getting in the back should be straightforward here. Just move that one and it slides forward. And then here we are. We got to put the headrests up, otherwise they're going to be very uncomfortable. It's not too bad. Got a couple of cup holders, got a speaker, you got some vents in the roof to keep you cool. Generally okay. These black seats are plastic, the rest of the seats are leather. but I could go on a short trip in the back of this, no problem. And there's a nice little grab handle to help you get out. A lot more room in the second row. This one's got the captain's chairs. As I said, go for these unless you want to camp in the back of the car. I do like captain's chairs. It makes for easy access as well. You get a little bit of space here for stuff. Got yet another cup holder. I think there's 2 more here. And then you also get 2 more cup holders here. Some USBs. You got AC 120 volt right there, 3-pin. And this is where you can control your climate control, and the second row also gets heated seats. So pretty nice in the front. You get a telescoping wheel, you get these really nice leather seats. They've got good bolstering, really good solid quality here on this Subaru. So the Ascent gets the same 11.6-inch screen as you get in the rest of the Subaru lineup. The big panels are a huge upgrade over the one that they had previously. Unfortunately, if you're a fan of buttons and knobs, there are much fewer than there were before. The interface is a little bit old, in my opinion, in terms of its graphics, and it's also a little slow. It's okay when the engine's warmed up, so I've had the engine on for a couple of minutes. It's okay then, but if you get in the car cold and you want your heated seats on, you've kind of got to wait for it to boot up a little bit. Good news, there is a volume knob right here. And there are also buttons here for temperature, but you can go into here and use these sliders. But this is where you've got to go for auto, max AC, your recirc buttons, and if you want the rear on or off. And then your heated seats and cooled seats stay visible even when that menu closes, which is good. It's also got wireless versions of Apple CarPlay and Android Auto. It's a big perk. Down here you get USB-A and C ports, as well as your view camera, which does a 360 view. Kind of cool graphics. So the Ascent has the 2-mode version of Subaru's X mode up here. You get one for deep snow and mud and one for less snow and dirt. You can activate this system at below 12 miles an hour. It tweaks the all-wheel drive and throttle transmission settings for slippery conditions. It'll stay on until you get to around 25 miles an hour. If your speed climbs and then falls below 25, it automatically turns it on. That's a nice feature as well. And then also X mode includes hill descent control, obviously maintains your speed for declines at low speeds, and slick trail conditions. It's actually a really good system, as is the Subaru asymmetrical 4-wheel drive system anyway. Down below here you get a proper stick. You also get 2 of the 19 cup holders. I tend to leave my phone in there, but you can put it in there as well. No Wi-Fi charger or wireless charger on this one. There's your parking brake. And then finally here, under the armrest, you get quite a deep, put my hand in there, it's quite deep, and then a little tray for hopefully winning lottery tickets, keys, and some money. Out of the driver, you get a nice looking display. It's nothing to write home about. You can also move between outside temp, which is currently 74, the time, average 14.9 mpg. That's probably because I've been hammering it. That's my style. As you scroll through any of these, and it shows that we're on an unnamed road. Interesting. Left is the tachometer. Right, the speedo, fuel gauge, how many miles, etc. And on the steering wheel, you've got source. You can move tracks for your music, a volume control, which is nice. Down here, you get a heated steering wheel, and these are all your automatic speed controls for your cruise control. All in all, it's actually pretty good. If only the infotainment system was a bit quicker. Okay, so we should take it for a drive. Now, the position we're in right now is we are already off-road, and I have my favorite sort of technical hill for not proper off-road vehicles. This is more a light off-road vehicle. So we're going to test it up here and see how well the all-wheel drive system copes. It's on street tires. These are all seasons. And we're going to go slow so we can see where the power slips, where it transfers the power and the torque to the various different wheels, and we'll attack it in one of the X modes as well. All right, so off we go. I got it in light snow, dirt, and obviously no snow here. But let's go, and this is going to be quite rocky. Let's see what the all-wheel drive system does here. Got 8.7 inches of ground clearance. I'm not worried about ground clearance. Okay, so it took a little bit of gas to get it to finally go, which is kind of what I expected, because these are not particularly grippy on this very, very sort of loose dirt. All right, let's go back down here, and I think hill descent control should kick in. I'm going to take it wide, because every car I've taken down here, regular car, without a whole lot of axle articulation, i.e. not a proper off-roader, has done this tippy thing, and I think it's going to do it right now. Okay, and there it goes. Whoa. So that wheel's off the ground. Hill descent control kind of kicking in, but not. There you go. Hill descent kicking in. As I expected. So off we go down this dirt road, and it's typical of the kind of a dirt road that your Subaru owner is likely to venture on. They may not do what we just did back there, but it's kind of a fun road, and it's a good test of suspension. The all-wheel drive system's not going to have a problem because it's dry as a bone out here. Seats are really comfortable, I must say. Very impressed going up the hill. Of course, if we'd had some decent tires on this, or all-terrains, we would have slipped a lot less. But having said that, the all-wheel drive system did do a good job. So we can sort of throw it around some of these bends. It holds itself pretty well on this dirt dust road. A few little crashes from the suspension, but we can get a decent amount of speed up, as you can probably tell from our forward camera. And this thing with the turbo kicks in pretty good. And the steering is nice for these kind of roads. We'll see how it is. It feels quite light. And I feel like once we get onto a regular paved road, we might change our mind about if we like the steering or not. It is quite light along here, but that's kind of good for off-road conditions. You can sort of throw it into these kind of turns here. Okay, front wheels slipping a little bit, passing power to the wheels that need grip. Impressive performance, I must say. And I'm sure this Subaru would probably tackle some steeper hills than we just tested it on right there. But 20-inch wheels, no skid plates. This is a decent engine. I just wish Subaru would use conventional automatic transmissions. I mean, I know these are cheaper, but I'd pay a few $100s more for a conventional automatic. It's a little herky-jerky in places, especially at slow speeds. Right, so we're getting towards the end of this little truck trail here. Let's try it on regular pavement and see what it's like. All right, so onto the paved section. The cool seats are very cool, and the hot seats are also very hot, because I'm stupid and I accidentally activated them. So I may turn the cooled seats down a little bit too cool for me. All right, so as I thought, the steering is quite light on the road. It's what I expected. It's a little bit too light for me. It would be nicer if it was a speed system where it got a little heavier as you go faster. So you can hear it trying to be an 8-speed, but it just isn't. It's very smooth, and it doesn't sound as bad as most CVTs, but it's not making me like them anymore. This is a series of quite tight twisties. I'm hearing a little bit of complaint from the Falcons, but not too bad. Soaks up the poor pavement as well. A few potholes, a few cracks. Brakes are good too. So really, I think the steering needs some help. It is very light. And there goes the Falcons, squealing in pain. Sorry about that, but we need to be able to give this a good run for its money here. It holds well. It doesn't try to understeer. I feel like it might if I went faster than I'm going, and I don't really want to because I'm going fairly quickly around these bends. But you know what? It's fairly poised. It's not awful. I feel like the Outback is a better handler. I mean, this is a taller, wider, longer, and heavier vehicle. I mean, if you want a solid vehicle that's going to be pretty reliable, and this might be the one for you. And if you're already a Subaru fan, then you should be just fine with it. So what do we think? Well, the Subaru Ascent is comfortable, it's capable. Something of a bargain if you go for a base trim or the lesser trims than the Touring. They start around $34,000, which is pretty good. It could use a better infotainment system and more physical buttons, but on the whole, it's very good on and off-road. Once again, thanks for watching. We appreciate it. Like, subscribe, and we'll catch you next time with another video.